Hola. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you. Hellos all around. Ken J, glad you're okay, thanks. Um, let's see. Taylin, will you make Mrs. Constitutional a mod, please? And I know a lot of people are saying, hey, I don't want to censor any comments in my stream. Tonight, fuck that. Anybody comes in here with anything negative to say about anything to do with Leon Valley, please just time them out, ban them, whatever. I don't give a shit. These cops are collecting mad amounts of intel and getting paid to on us. And you all don't know the conversation that I had with them for 20 minutes by myself in the lobby surrounded by 8. And if you did, you would agree. Fuck freedom of speech when it comes to my YouTube channel. If they don't like it, they can get their own YouTube channel and have freedom of speech there. So mods, if you hear anybody going nuts, just ban them. I will support all bans today, 100%. If you can't do it, just time them out. Hopefully they'll get the picture, and then I'll do it. Yeah, Bao's on the way. He'll be here soon. I'm just going through the comments here. I'm good. I'm totally good. My spirits are high. This does not have me run down at all. Hello, Texas Vet, Master Big Chief, Sparky, John, Boomer. I'm good. Ladybird, of course. Cybertron. Wow, I've already got 107 people. That's kind of a record this quick. Yeah, this isn't a public room. Yeah, so Miss Constitutional, you watched the conversation but couldn't hear you. I'll go over it. I'm just going to answer any questions at first because I don't want to just rant and tell a bunch of stories. I want to interact and see what you guys have to say. I don't know if I can make people a mod here on this phone. This is my secondary backup phone because they stole my phone. Even though I'm not arrested or charged with anything, they just can steal from you. And the lieutenant, who was the most violent by far, one of those dangerous thugs that you'd normally find in federal prison, issued the order to arrest people and steal everyone's phone, and just replied with a smug, go file a complaint or file a request for it or something like that. Lieutenant Anderson. Yeah, I'm going to be giving that guy special attention in the upcoming days and weeks. Lieutenant Anderson is now my #1 target for all cops on the planet. Let's put it that way. Dang it. Sorry, Taylin, about the YouTube telling you too many messages. Gosh, they're coming in so fast I can't read them that fast. We're already at 146. Okay, I'm trying to read them as fast as they go. Question from John, well, don't you wonder how they even knew which car to get? How did they know it was Freeman's wife's vehicle? They only had the key. They did not have the fob, and they just went around putting it in different cars until it worked. Read faster. I'm trying. I'm also having to scroll through. They stole his keys. They not only stole his keys, they claimed to me that James specifically told them to not allow me to drive the car. They just straight up lied. They searched it. They did a full search. And the problem with that is that cops that search dirty ones like this in Texas and dirty towns in dirty Texas like Leon Valley will plant evidence They'll just plant it. Oh yeah, we found this in his car. Additional charges. Like, what? The chief never came out for part 2. After we brought back the flag, I never saw him. He didn't want anything to do with that. I was actively doing my best to point out how irrational his arguments were, how childish his antics were to like just interrupt instead of use the power and reasoning of his words. Thanks for standing up, says Boomer, man. I don't know what I'm doing, but you're welcome if it helps you. I mean, I know what I'm doing, but I don't, big picture, like, just playing it best I can. Good day from Melbourne, Australia. Hi, Richard. Did I hear the president talk about creating a new space force? I heard about a space force eventually being created over 15 years ago. That's no surprise to me. And here's the funny thing. We made a joke 15 years ago about the space force because we were in ROTC at the time. And if you're in ROTC, you're called a cadet. So in the Space Force, you would be called a space cadet. That was the joke. Gosh, these comments are... I'm sorry I gotta skip some, but I just can't read them that fast. Mrs. Constitutional, you called the reporter back out to talk to us. Yeah, I talked to her again, and she just kind of heard the story, but she was just kind of waiting for her next story. Like, a fight almost happened right in front of her between Padilla and another cop that had gotten off work and was in plain clothes. The officers had to come out of the building to restrain their co-worker who was ready to throw down with Mexican Padilla. He stopped his car, parked in the lot, tried to bait him to come into the parking lot so he could arrest him on the spot for breaking the trespass. And when Padilla wouldn't, because he's smart, the guy approached him within 5 or 4 feet. That's an assault. I mean, there were so many assaults. Like stepping up to someone like you're going to fight them or hit them or hurt them. There were so many assaults. I had at least 3 committed up on myself, to which I just laughed and turned around. They hate that. They hate when they puff out their peacock feathers as hard as they can and you laugh and back up and turn around. I just got to skip ahead. Sorry if I'm missing your comment. Aaron filed open records request for all communications between the chief and the Texas AG early this morning. Oh, awesome. Thank you, Aaron D. Obviously we're going to FOIA the body cameras. When you guys see the body camera footage of these cops, holy shit. Oh, it's going to be something else. It's going to be something else. Boomer is a lady, not a girl. Banis Towing is calling you terrorists on their Facebook page? A terrorist, by definition, is someone who uses fear for political gain. We are not trying to cause the cops to fear us. Cops become much more dangerous when they're fearful. The police and lawyers and judges use fear for political gain. They're the terrorists. I'm reading these comments even though I'm not reading them out loud. Sorry. Revolution Recorder, thanks. Aaron D has the Texas Penal Code. Thanks on any FOIA requests, thank you. Did anyone get trespassing charges thrown at them? We don't even know what they're charged with yet. We were all staying out of the way of the doorway and being very polite to the people that would come and go. There weren't very many. We were like, oh, hey, hello, how are you, sir? How are you, ma'am? All that stuff. Killing them with kindness. Calling us terrorists? We have no weapons and we're surrounded by men armed to the teeth. I could have had a shotgun on my back. Did I? No. So for them to call us terrorists, that company deserves what it gets. And I'm not saying anything about them, but that owner is a moron. I played it like this. Here's how I played it, right? And I'm pretty sure I have video of this. Yeah, I do. So we walk up to his truck. He rolls up the window. He's not going to talk to us. I finally beg him to talk to me. And I go, dude, we are not, look, I'm not going to try to hurt your business. I'm just telling you that a lot of people are watching this online, and they're going to flood call and do some stuff. And he goes, if they do, I'll sue them. And I knew right then and there that he was completely out of touch with reality when it comes to online land. He's just like some 65-year-old dude. Doesn't give a shit. So at that point, I was like, yeah, okay, all right. Who are you going to sue, dummy? 231 live, 233, that's a record for me. Gosh, I'm sorry, I gotta skip ahead. I've never had this many comments go this fast. Space Cadet, yeah. James Freeman is not out yet. Now, if they do the same as they did to Tucson Police Suck and Mexican Padilla, even if the judge were to like set him a bond and release on their own recognizance, they'll still hold them for the max 24 hours. So they're probably going to be in there overnight and then get out tomorrow. I've learned so much by coming down here about what all you people in Texas that do this can do, and just about them. It's been really amazing. I got to see a lot of these people in person today. It was great. Don't feel sorry, Mark Miller. Your fault. Oh, because you made the bet. We made the bet. Dude, you know how long I've been wanting to do that? The reason why I came up with that idea is because I already had that idea. That idea was already floating in my head. Like, sometimes my mind will just randomly go to, how could I damage these people the most politically and expose their true nature to the public? And, you know, I was thinking about doing it in downtown Fort Worth, just marching around the courthouse. Yeah, the screen is black because I'm walking around without pants on, so I don't need to film myself for this. And they're creepy, dude. They watch our streams. The chief actually claimed to have knowledge of me that I knew for a fact wasn't true. And so I asked him a Socratic question to prove that he didn't know shit. And what did he do? Change the subject. He would non-responsive change the subject or interrupt every time I pinned him down, which is just about every single time. I'm sure he wasn't happy with the way I was looking over at his subordinates going, really? Is this guy for real? This is the chief? This is who you promote? This is who you follow? Like, just a lot of that. Where am I from? I don't know. I'm not from any one place. I travel around a lot. I've lived in 5 of the 6 time zones. I have a lot of backup on the way, Revolution Recorder. That would be nice, because if there wasn't backup, I wouldn't be doing this anymore. I mean, even when Darla Peavy said to me, and you, sir, are also held in contempt, and then I asked her a question and got her to change her mind on the spot with the bailiff standing right there, I was closer to arrest today than I was then. Like, this is as close you can get to be arrested and not be arrested. And I don't mind admitting this, knowing they're listening, or will in the future. I have no idea. I have no idea why I was not arrested. I have some idea, but nothing I could confirm. I was not arrested and James was. Like, we were doing the exact same thing. Throughout the whole day, our approaches are the same. We're both chill and just trying to be peaceful. And neither of us, like, stepped on the flag or, you know, even had it in our hands inside the lobby. And at the time they went in, we were doing the exact same action. We were standing on opposite sides of the doorway, filming through the glass. And they arrest him, but not me. So let me tell you I'm not going to relay the whole story here now. I'm reading the comments too, sorry. When I went in there, I just wanted to go in there, so I had to go through security and lose all my ability to record, right? This is before anything crazy even happened. I go in there, took a look at what they call a courtroom, which is nothing but a big room with a bunch of chairs and a flimsy-looking desk. It's not even a bench. It is the worst, like, most pathetic-looking courtroom I've ever seen in my life. How about that? That's inside this country. So I'm walking around. The chief comes out, introduces himself to me with a big smile, pretending to be all friendly like, when he already has so much intel on me that he hates my guts. Fake as hell. So then he wants to have a conversation. I'm like, no problem. I'm going to go have a conversation in front of my cameras, right? And he tried to move me away from that once, and I was like, nope, I'm staying right here. They had me physically surrounded. I mean, you guys saw it. But where I'm going with all this is I told him at one point in time, I said, look, man, he was saying, oh, we could arrest you for this, and if you break the law, we're going to arrest you. And I go, look, man, if the judge knew who you had in front of you, he would tell you under no circumstance will you arrest that guy. Because I embarrass them and humiliate them over and over and over and over and over and over, and they're not able to arraign me ever. And then they find a convenient way to dismiss the charges with something in the mail. I mean, I just said that, like, eyes on him, said that. And if they've paid it, oh, by the way, I made all of my video on my Ethical Anarchism Articulated channel. I made virtually all of the videos public again. So all of my recordings of court are up. And he can see I'm not bullshitting. Right? Start to finish, he can see. Gosh, I'm sorry. I will go back in the stream and read all these comments. John Pollock, man, you've been one hell of a supporter today. Your name has stuck out in my mind. Like, I really appreciate that. It's kind of some peace of mind. Big, 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 big props to Tucson Police Suck and his wife. Man, those are some cool people. Not just because they paid for this hotel room I'm sitting in right now. Not just because they bought me lunch. Not just because he just gave me 20 bucks. Because, you know, my debit card is stolen. I'm not going to say exactly where it is for obvious reasons, but it's stolen. Even though I wasn't arrested or charged, it's stolen, so I'm kind of in a bind. And so he just hooked it up. Not just because of that. They're just good people. They're just through and through and through. They're good people. They're funny. They're just good-hearted people. So big props to Tucson Police Suck, man. Thanks. I mean, my gosh. Let's see. Banis has blocked me from commenting on their Facebook page. Man, just for the record, those who are listening, I have never said go damage Banis Company. I mean, their name was on the side of their truck, and in trying to get the stolen vehicle back to its owner, I mentioned their name. I told the owner that this is a theft. I can drive that car out of here right now, and they're just not letting me because it's punitive, and these online people are going to come after your company. And I don't want that, but they will. He said, I don't care, rolled up his window and left. So that guy is getting exactly what's coming to him, but for him to call us terrorists, I mean, is the definition so loose that I am one in his eyes? Because I want to do what? Do what everyone's been doing, which is take a camera and video the publicly accessible areas. We just ran into a city that thought it would be a good idea to combine the court and the cops so that they can protect the cops with the court rules, with the judge. And it says, you can see on the writing on the windows, a judge is, their order is making all of it this way. And so now they're saying, oh, we can't. Well, we want to. It's the public area. We should be able to film in there. You guys didn't pay for this. This is not a private space. And this town says, nope, you can't. So that's really why all this is going down. Gosh, I'm missing so many comments. I feel bad. I'm not seeing any, I haven't seen a single critical comment like I've seen in all other streams today, so that's nice. Because I will ban your ass so fast. Then you won't be able to collect intel on this channel, so you don't want to do that. Oh, cool, Rika. Yeah, Rika, if you can hand out wrenches. Can you hand out wrenches, Rika? Yeah, and for real, if all of you are happy that I came down here and was part of this, like, you can thank Mark Miller. I wanted to come down, but I was on the fence about it. But I was like, if what I'm doing is appreciated at all, you would think I'd be able to come up with $100 just to cover all the expenses and gas and time and whatever, food and all that. And he did, all in one swoop. He did the whole $100. So it was just nice to see, because it's not about the money. F the money. Money comes and money goes. It's the vote of confidence. It's the, I worked hard for this, and I'm spending all of that hard work and time and giving it to you. I mean, it's just something else. I'm going to be emailing videos and letters to all the legislative county council members or city council members, whatever the fuck they call them around here. It's weird. Like it's weird when your friend gets arrested and you don't, and you're doing the exact same thing. You have like arrest guilt. That I'm like, geez, I wouldn't be feeling arrest guilt. I'd just have to do 24 hours and then get to go embarrass a judge. I still want to know why they didn't arrest me. And they did him. That just made zero sense. They put hands on me. They had a hand on each of my forearms, and I was holding a selfie stick with a cell phone on the end of it. And they shook my hand hard enough to shake it off of the selfie stick, and it fell onto the ground. It might be broken. I hope it's broken, so they can't access the information inside it. Hi, Bama Guy, new subscriber. Gosh, I have to skip so many. I'm up to 300 people watching my nonsense. I tried to call the mayor. It just went to voicemail because he's the chief's direct supervisor. Lago Carmen, I hear you. Here's a question. Phoenix Moon asks, why and how did you begin the activism stuff? What drives you to do this? Were there any cages? So, were there any changes? So the first thing that got me down the legal road, I mean, even if I didn't know the legal road, I would have been part of this movement. I guarantee you, because I just know myself, obviously, and I just have this anarchy soul where it just won't go away, even if I wanted it to. I just cannot be another person's slave. I cannot see another human being and that human being goes, you will do what I want you to do, what profits me. I don't care about what you want. I just can't stand that shit to any degree. And so I've just always had to set up my life so that I'm pretty much uncoercible. But yeah, there was a cannabis raid on my home. That's what started me learning all the legal stuff. And I had all charges dismissed in 14 months. So let's answer your question. Oh, ethics instead. Touch that person's icon that you want to make and hit mod. Okay, thanks, man. I will. I've never done this on a horizontal cell phone. And this is my backup cell phone, so it's like the screen is small. I also want to say that I'm tired of dealing with News Now Fort Worth's bipolarism. And yeah, I don't really like to criticize somebody, but I've just had it with that guy. Like, he's not welcome on my channel. He's irritated Bao in the past from the jump. Irritated me, but I was still trying to be nice to him until he just, started calling me an asshole for not doing anything wrong. And he got in it with James, and now he's trying to, bait me or saying I should have burned the flag, even knowing for a fact I would have got arrested by very violent thugs who hate me so much they might kick my ass in jail. I mean, I'm done with that dude. That's all I'm going to say about that. Ever again. I took both my phones. One of those guys. Dave asks, are you a lawyer? No. I just know how to beat lawyers. Sometimes I tell them I'm a lawyer just to play their hustle game. Do you know the law's rights regarding being a witness? Dave, just Dave, if you want to know about what I think about law and rights, I got a video about it. It says my controversial views on your rights and citizenship. That'll tell you all about it. Gosh, I'm so far behind on the comments. I just have to skip ahead again big time so I'm current. Oh, see, there you go. I'm going to watch that guy. That was a little bit of a shady comment. LBL, Lady Bird, Tay Sisters, Mark Miller. Oh, Mark Miller. Dude, yeah, I'll just say it. I'd burn that flag. That flag was on fire. It was great. It was great. We just didn't do it on site. That's why I came back with a half burned off police flag. Trust me, I burn American flags every once in a while at home, just because it feels good. All right, it's a symbol of violence to me. I don't mean to butthurt anyone's fifis about the nylon cloth or whatever you want to call it, but yeah. Yeah, Sasquatch filled it, yeah. Phoenix Moon, hi. No, I never saw anything from you, Phoenix Moon, that was sketchy. Thanks, Regina, for the support. I have the video of the cop trying to pick a fight with Mexican Padilla, and it is something else, dude. That guy has no fear. You can tell Mexican Padilla has confidence in his fighting. This cop was not just, I mean, he was bigger than Mexican Padilla. This cop looks like he all works out and he's doing copperoids or whatever. I mean, he wasn't huge, but he wasn't small. And he just had no fear. He got in the stance and was ready to swing. I was like, I'm about to film this. And then, of course, if he gets the upper hand, I might just soccer kick this motherfucker into next week in the face because he was in plain clothes with his plain car. Off-duty cop coming to stop in the middle of the street, park, and then pick a fight with him? Yeah, I'm going to soccer kick you in the face and take my chances in court, motherfucker. I wasn't going to act like that, though. I'm sitting there filming, but then before any swings happened, the cops came out like 3, 4, then 5 and 6 and pulled their boy to the side, calmed him down. So he got back in his car and left. Anyway, I really don't need to get into that. It's just hothead tempers. Where did you guys burn that blue ISIS flag? I'm not going to tell you. It was a place that a lot of people burn things, though, so it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Oh, Sixth Estate says I ordered 3 blue ISIS flags a day for burning. Ethics instead. Did you get a property receipt? No, I asked 3 times, 3 separate occasions. Did I make many minutes between, and was not given a property receipt, even though I asked for it. So, no arrest, no charges, and they just straight up steal my phone. And I even told them there, you'll see it on the police cams. I'm like, you all know that this evidence reason that you're using is nonsense because the evidence is on YouTube already. You can just download the videos from there. Ta-da, you've got your evidence. There's no reason for you to actually steal the phone. And I got one civilian to be like, yeah, that sounds right. So, they're just trying to get the intelligence off of it so they can find our pressure points, so they can squeeze on them so that we will obey and not do this anymore. It's all about intelligence gathering. You need a receipt for the flag. I seen you saying that about evidence. Yeah, they're not giving me any of that. And that is my flag. I'm taking possession of it. It was always my flag. I would not allow someone else to claim it was theirs, just in case any nonsense happens with it. Yeah, I agree, Taylin. Gosh, I'm way behind again. Oh no, I'm not. I'm up to speed here. Is your phone encrypted, man? I don't even know if I was able to turn the lock button on. I don't know, I couldn't even see it. It got shaken so hard away from me, and there were so many bodies around. I never saw it. I don't know where it went. For all I know, they grabbed it and just took it. I, I don't even know if it was locked up. You know, if it's not locked, they can go through and basically delete your YouTube channel in its entirety, and you won't be able to get it back. I mean, they could do a lot. They could get the contact information to family and friends. I mean, it's real ugly when they grab your cell phone. I don't know. Hi, China Lane, Just Jim. So this is definitely going to see the inside of a courtroom. I mean, there's no way this isn't. So that'll be real interesting. But I'm going for jobs. I'm going for public apologies. I'm going for guarantees of increased training. And I'm going for the end of judges' ability to use judicial discretion to ban cameras from public spaces. If they don't like it, they need to have what everyone else has, a separate courthouse and a separate cop shop. Duh. Go back and file a theft report for your phone. Yeah, I don't have wheels right now, but when I do, you know, that'll be on the order of business. I'm going to go back there tomorrow. I'm going to ask for my phone. I'm going to file a complaint, you know, so. Oh, here's the best part. So listen to this. So, I think I mentioned this already once on a stream, but I don't know if all of you heard it. So just for shits and giggles, right? I just got done embarrassing the chief, proving that he can't be responsive, proving that he'll ignore me. Well, let me give you our last little interaction to where I just knew he was full of shit. So I basically go, are you going to arrest me if I burn flag? He goes, I'm going to arrest you if you break the law. I go, is burning flag breaking the law? He says, if you have a fire in Leon Valley, that's breaking the law and I will arrest you. Will you commit violence against me? I will arrest you. All right. So then I go, all right, well, people can obviously light cigarettes and that's a flame in Leon Valley. So what? It's nylon flag, dude. It's not cotton. It will just melt. Now, can I melt nylon in Leon Valley? If there's a flame, that's illegal, I'm going to arrest you. If I use a car cigarette lighter, there's no flame, it's just glowing red, and I melt nylon, will I be arrested? You have your answer. He would not answer that question because he knows that he can't arrest me for using a cigarette lighter to melt nylon. He knows he can't, but he doesn't want to admit that because not only would he be looking silly, but the whole rule book he's using would look silly. Because they're trying to say that I'm creating a public fire hazard. It's because of the dry grass conditions. It has nothing to do with burning a flag, which is supposed to be a freedom of expression protected right. Those of you who think you still have rights, that's cute. I mean, if today is not complete, close the book down on this controversy, I don't know what it will take to convince people. There are no rights. That is a salesmanship illusion word. You never had them, and you're not going to get them back. All I'm trying to do is show people what's going on, what that looks like. A right doesn't exist. Now, to me, a right just means a rightful act, like ethically correct or okay, or there's no problem here. You know, it doesn't even have to be logical. As long as it's ethical, that's a rightful act. Cool. Check this chat, still plenty of statists. Sixth State Auditor, Ricky is a badass. Yeah, I agree. So he wouldn't answer that. And after that, I was like, yeah, I'm done with this fool. Like, he knows that he's an armed thug and corrupt and causes all kinds of harm to innocent people for profit and power. He knows he's asset forfeiture. He's been in 30 years. When I said that they had tased an Air Force veteran, a staff sergeant, he said, we tased him twice, with a slight smile. He corrected me. He was proud of the fact that he got 2 tasings in, not 1. He electrocuted an elderly gentleman Like, is that super safe to do? You're gonna risk killing him over that? And it was torture. 5, 6 cops dogpile this guy, and all they're trying to do is inflict pain and teach him lessons so he'll never come back. And he was back again today. So, cops listening, your plans don't work. We're not afraid of you. You just don't get it. All you're doing the old school tactics, and this is a new day. And all it's going to do is get people, more and more people, up in your business where you don't want them. The chief admitted I was making his job super hard, that this was causing like some kind of scene of chaos or something. He was like majorly aggravated by it. And here we are, I wasn't even stressing. I'm standing in the middle of these armed men, and all these cameras are covering me, and I wasn't even, like it felt good. It was on the positive side of the fence. So this is where I was going with that story though. So I end him with the, will you arrest me if I car lighter to melt nylon? He wouldn't answer. I've already given you my answer. No, you didn't, not to that question. So I just left, and on the way out, there was well, I'm on a public stream, so I'll be nice. There was a cute girl, she looked like she might have been 22, something, manning the security desk. Just she might have been like 5'2" or whatever. And on the way out, just to help show them how confident I was, I just looked at her dead in the eye, sincere, and we held gaze while I slowly walked past her and said, "You're too cute to work here. You really should find another job." And I was at the door and I was out. So I like kind of flirted with her right there. And even though I wasn't really, I mean, obviously she's a cop, but I was just having fun. It was actually fun. If I was stressed and nervous, I wouldn't do it. So I just don't see how their plan is going to work. I mean, people get more and more used to this, and you don't have to take the kind of risks we did today. You don't have to take a half burned out flag that they said they would arrest you for, but they didn't, and you're showing them in their face that you can do what you want, and their bullshit lies of the consequences are bullshit. They're not going to happen. And then, doing what you're doing to it in the lobby. You don't have to do that, obviously. You can just stand from afar and watch in silence, and the more people that do that, it's hilarious to watch them fail. It really is hilarious to watch them fail. Mexican Padilla's in here. What up? Oh, snap. There you go. Bell for Freedom High. Oh, whoa, I just saw something about Merv and then accidentally fast forward. Damn it, now I can't find it. Padilla, man. Damn, that's a dude you can go to war with. I'm trying to tap on somebody's symbol and it's not bringing up the give them a wrench option. Dang it. Is there a way to send video to local news media? I don't know if they'd even play it. Okay, Auditor Destroyer. There you go. Yeah, get rid of that, dude. If you can just time him out or whatever all the time. That's probably a cop. Jesus. Or someone related to one. Oh, there's another one. Tree trunk. Get rid of that, dude. Nebuchadnezzar X says most local stations are corrupt. Yeah, I'd say about all of them. Yeah, that lieutenant didn't like that at all. I remember when I was in the military, I thought the American flag was so special too, that I actually saw one that was ripped flying at a post office. So I stopped my car, even though I didn't have to go to the post office, parked there, and went in and told them that their flag was too badly damaged to be displayed and they needed to change it immediately. So when you feel that strongly about a flag, and people, I mean, it was such a bizarre, it was like battle lines drawn and the glass was in between us. It was crazy. It was like we had that place under siege. Like they all had to be ready on the defensive to defend their fort. It was an odd feeling. Cameras and glass. And of course, if it wasn't for the cameras, like all other times before these cameras came out, we would have just got escorted out, and if we didn't leave, beat up and jailed. I mean, with force. They would not tolerate that 10 years ago. I mean, how do I feel about the chief? Like, I'm not one of those dudes that needs to make unnecessary enemies. Like, I know that dude hates me, but see, I just know that he's going to do what he's going to do. I was like, oh, you love your pension? I got 2 pensions. He's proud of his 2 pensions and his 2 tasings. 30 years. This guy is his own punishment. Why do I need to feel the reason to punish him more? I mean, he's an old school Italian dude. If this was another day and era, he'd be in a mob. I mean, he'd be part of the Italian mafia, dude, for real. Like, that dude is... The things he's done, seen, and pulled, I don't even want to imagine. In a place this twisted and evil, I don't even want to imagine what he's let people get away with. I mean, yeah, Robert, like, if you can't get coverage by the TV news, go to the local talk radio. I really don't want my face and voice out there. I mean, I just don't want to be someone who gets recognized on the street, really. Or I'm trying to talk to somebody. My phone's ringing. Should I answer it? Hello? See, no answer. That's creepy. Your hotel room rings and they don't answer. Gosh. Bao is live. Cool. Sorry I'm skipping so many of your comments. Yes? Okay, I'm gonna unplug the phone then. If you're gonna try and fuck with me. It's ringing, but nobody's answering. And there's no mute button, so. That was Bao calling me? Why don't I hear him answering? I'll plug in my phone again then. Bao, you can tell him to call again. He knows where I'm at, so. Okay, Black Sheep, Bao wants to meet up with me. Well, he knows where I'm at right now. Like, we have passed that information along. I thought. If not, he can call. And Rika, thanks for what you're doing. Sean says Mexican Padilla needs to talk to me. Alright, well, I got phone numbers here. I could call these people. I'm just doing this stream, so. Joe, don't you have caller ID? I don't have my phone, dude. Crying out loud, they took it without charging me with anything or ever arresting or detaining me. Alright, so I'm going to call Bao and Mexican Padilla real quick. I'm just going to leave the stream open, so I'll come back. You guys will hear me talking. Oh, snap diggity. Oh, shit. Man, this is weird. Now I'm not getting a dial tone. Like the phone's plugged in, everything's legit, and there's no dial tone. There's no nothing. Okay, well, homie. Wow. Can't get the phone to work. That's awesome. If Bauer Mexican Padilla really need to talk to me that bad, they're going to have to get in the stream and I'll see their login. They'll be like, yeah, I need to call you. And I'll be like, okay, Google the number to this place and then ask for the room number that I gave you and we'll be good. Thanks, Rika. Thanks, Rika. Skipping back ahead to the comments. So oh, by the way, there were two people from the street of father and son who just liked what we were doing and are curious as hell, so they hung out. Those two got arrested, but I've heard from a credible source that they were released. You know, they must have just said, we were just guys who walked around, we didn't even know this, and we weren't even doing anything, and we got arrested because you thought we were part of this, but we're not, and they just let them go. So I feel really good about that, because they were cool people, obviously. So only 2 people are in the cage right now and have to sleep on a jail cell bed. I also want to publicly thank Mrs. Freeman, because James is so valuable to what we do. And he wouldn't be able to do it without her support and patience and big picture perspective through times like this. She made a huge sacrifice. Like, she knows by him taking the car that she uses for the kids and all, you know, down here, that there's always a risk that she won't be getting it back soon. And that's what happened. And she's not losing her marbles and, like, getting angry at her husband and stuff, and a lot of women would do that. So I just want to thank her for being supportive so that he can do this. Also, she has this tendency that I think is a little odd, although I understand it. She has no problem helping other people out and, like, sending money to help people out, but she has a real problem with accepting it, even in a situation like this. And I tried to tell her, like, it's not like you couldn't handle it or you don't have it. It's just people want to show appreciation for the sacrifice you're making by making it so that the consequences these cops deal out, you never actually feel. You never actually feel it. Like, this bond is just paid, or the towing company bill is just paid. And she still was like, eh. So please help me apply peer pressure to Mrs. Freeman to allow people to show their appreciation by, you know, James on the front line and all, because she doesn't want to take it. Later, Mrs. C. Mrs. C has to go. Bummer. I'll make you a mod when I get back, Mrs. C. I'll make many of you mods when I get back that aren't right now. You find out who's really supporting you over time, but especially stuff like this, so. Anarchitopia made a rude comment. Bummer. Gosh, thanks y'all for sticking around. I know that the online community must be kind of going nuts and doing a lot of talking. And I'm sorry I don't have the time to go through it all. let me say a quick message to the police that are watching. Like I told you there, and I meant it, and I'll tell you again. And it's not because I'm afraid of you. I'm not. I'm far more afraid of what I could become because of you. My problem is not with you, primarily. It's with the judges. So think what you want, say what you want, do what you want. The facts are the facts. Your actions speak for themselves. All we're trying to do is get a camera into a public place that is publicly funded, right or wrongly. They all saw me fervently trying to de-escalate the situation when the shit hit the fan. They have to believe that I am fully interested in peaceful solutions to this. But when your buddies get taken out in the line of duty, I don't shed any tears, because the world becomes a better place and a safer place, because you police are not necessary. You're just not. With an armed population that could coordinate security neighborhood by neighborhood, street by street, we don't need you. Volunteers would come in. Trust me, there will always be men out there who go, I will go through the training it takes to shoulder the responsibility to respond to no kidding violent 911 type calls. I'll volunteer to do that. There will always be men like that. We do not need the police. The police are nothing but the armed enforcement unit of politicians and bankers and all the people who pull the strings. That's all it is. It's not to protect us. It is an army to ensure our obedience and their profit. There's nothing else to say. That's what it is. There's nothing honorable about it. There's nothing, every time a cop gets killed, it's like, this one was a mother. Like when the two bailiffs got murdered by the defendant while they were transporting him. I think this happened in Kansas or something like that lately, Missouri, I don't know. I forget. Oh, this was a father with young children. This was a mother, 3 kids, and with a young one. Like, she's obedient to a violent tyranny of domestic terrorism, and you're trying to put her in good light. She turns a blind eye either through willful or just misled ignorance, and we prop them up. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm not reading enough of the comments, sorry. I know one of those guys are telling me to mod people, and I tried to do that. Oh, I got you. I got what you're saying. Bannis Towing is getting major negative reviews. Good. I gave that operator plenty. I was yelling at the top of my lungs because they didn't want me on the parking lot. So from the public area, I was yelling, and he heard me, that I have the owner, the registered owner, on the phone right now. She can prove it through any information you require for her to provide, insurance included, VIN, license plate number, any of it. And she has authorized me to drive this vehicle off of here right now. You have the key, give it to me. I'm going to drive this thing. And he just raised his hands like he didn't say a word to me. He's just like following orders, doing what my boss says. And so I said, can you at least go tell the police that I have the registered owner on the phone? And he wouldn't do that. He could have done that, but he didn't. And the funny thing is that the police, while I was watching this dangerous person, I'm sure they consider me to be, for wanting to point cameras and hold them accountable for their barbarism, they left him. That tow truck driver was out there on his lonesome. I could have knocked that guy out and jumped in the vehicle that I know had a key in it and took off. The cops weren't even there to protect that dude who was doing the actual theft. That owner that came by couldn't have been more callous. Couldn't have been more distant and just cold. I'm sure he gets so much money from that cop shop. Like, he would never want to risk the contract and relationship that he has, that financial relationship with the police. That's a huge chunk of his business. So when he comes up against little old us, and we've only, he's only seen us once in his life, of course he's not going to side with us. But he could have done it with more class, with more decency, with more civility. And he didn't. He couldn't have been colder. He just left. So I'm not saying what should happen to that company, but whatever happens, they fucking deserve it. That was not simple order following. Sorry, man, I just have a job to do. It was a willful decision, and a cold one at that, so screw that guy. Yeah, y'all need to be careful with Rika, man. I gave her 2 fully loaded revolvers. She's going to be timing out lots of people, so if she does you and you're not, being negative, then just understand it's friendly fire. It's going to happen. So just wait out your 300 seconds and come back. Furry Potatoes in here. What up, man? Why did they let me go? Says Ditko Internal. I don't know. I think it was a combination of what I've said on my YouTube channel and what I said there in person about how I make life miserable for judges. And because they're watching all our streams, right? So like I never stepped on the flag. I didn't touch it while I was in the lobby. I mean, other people just had it. And they could see I was probably like all smiling and friendly and laughing a lot. Very rarely do I have a serious look on my face, if ever. I'm always cracking a joke or just laughing at something with somebody. They could tell I'm like trying to keep things de-escalated. I don't know why. I don't know. So, interesting thing about the judge that I won't say who told me because I just didn't ask this person if it would be okay, but so I heard that the judge somehow commented, maybe not today or another time, about his decision to ban cameras from those public spaces. And he said that any kind of reversal would be up to a higher judge. He didn't just out and out say, no, this is my will and screw all of you, in so many words. He said it could be undone by a higher judge. And I wonder if that judge, judges come in different shapes and sizes too. Some of them actually are capable of carrying a tiny, tiny bit. And then most of them are just callous and cold and they don't give a shit. They're the psychopaths, right? I wonder if today's events are making him feel bad at all. Because that order put all of us at risk on both sides of the issue. A judge saying that forces cops to enforce that, and then we, by our own nature of our personality, are going to confront that, and sparks happen. I just wonder if he's feeling the weight of the responsibility of his tyrannical order to remove live streaming cameras from public spaces that are publicly funded. Also, what was the other part of news? Oh gosh, I can't remember. It'll hit me. It's kind of whenever this happens, I'm noticing this cycle, and I'm sure many of you can relate. So as we get closer and closer and closer to the town, I start to get more and more and more game ready. And it's a state of alertness that takes energy and focus and awareness, situational awareness. Your body is like, okay, we're going into a risky situation, and you are going to have to adapt on the fly, and crazy shit could go down. So you're on this constant state of alertness. And that never goes away if one of you are in jail until you've done everything you can do to get him out. And anytime you're around the police or in that town, you're still on that alert until your body feels safe. And then this ultra heightened state of awareness kind of fades, and there's this feeling of like decompression where you don't want to talk to anyone. You just want to sit in silence and just it's kind of like a recoup. And yeah, your mind will think some, but I don't know if anybody can relate. I'm sure some can. It's just, It's an interesting sensation. It's not really a powerful one, but it's interesting. I skipped all mad kinds of comments. Holy smokes. They are on Yelp. Go Rika. Leon Valley is in a world of trouble and they know it. Bannis Towing, owned by Donald Bannis Jr. You have to re-energize. Jill will watch this stream later and decide for himself. Rika can do whatever the hell she wants. Even if Rika makes mistake after mistake after mistake, I don't care. Rika can do whatever the hell she wants. If Rika does something, you might as well consider it like I'm doing it. So whatever. PDF can be found online on how much they make from Leon Valley Police Department. Oh, by the way, so let's see, how do I say this? If our opponents weren't listening, I would say this a different way, but because they are, here it is. There was a human being who was working in a business close by and who supported us and offered us what humble assistance he could, and it was mucho appreciated. And when, not if, but when I am in the market for what his business deals with, I don't care what he charges. I'm sure it'll be reasonable, if not outstanding. I wouldn't care. I will be patronizing that business. I mean, it just feels really good for a stranger who's working somewhere to risk, you know, what he's risking to be helpful and supportive, and that was a good feeling. He provided relief to us in a way, and it was good. I just don't want to say anything more about it. Bow is in Leon Valley, cool. Sasquatch, you here? Cool. Yeah, Sasquatch, what's up? Woo, Rika, you're on fire. Bow is lurking, cool. So I'm also curious to see what CopCam will be saying about this. Piero Bugatti, I forget what his last name is exactly, sorry. But it is Piero. See, burning a flag is really showing them what's up. Mr. T says this. Everyone is freaking out because y'all were basically wanting to get confronted. Hold a town meeting with local officials. I've been in town meetings. It doesn't do anything. They don't care. You're talking to a bunch of sheep who really won't do anything about it. You know, they'll distance themselves from your disobedience. I mean, I'm going to tell them, but it'll be like email. I'm not going to the trouble of actually showing up down here. We got a bunch of honks from the traffic. We only had one guy come up and pretend to not be supportive, and we're pretty sure he was a cop. Also, there was a cop pretending to be one of us. Said he was from 30 miles away and wanted to come see what's up. He was either pretty antisocial and didn't really want to socialize a lot, but I really doubt it, because he would just... If you were a fan of what we do, you would be engaging with us, you would be wanting to get to know us, you would be asking questions, and what the words that come out of your mouth wouldn't be suspicious ones that cops would ask. Like, James and I needed to go talk privately off the stream and off of everything for a minute, and as we walked away, he was like, "Are you guys leaving?" I mean, of all the things you could say, you're going to choose that one? That's tactical knowledge. Like, so they have plants out there. They had cops lurking, just watching if we were going to light a bic. Overall, I mean, let's separate the fact that James and Texas Wolfman are arrested, okay? I think they would agree that if you take out all the inconvenience and violence of the arrest, that was a good time. And so, I mean, gosh, if you can pull one of these off without getting an arrest, it's just, it burns them so much worse, because you caused them so much trouble and got zero consequences for it. And that's why they Want to move in? Send the message to everybody. Look what happens to you when you disobey in this way by wanting to go against a judge's order of bringing a camera in public space. I would like to know the history of Leon Valley, how long that building's been configured that way. That would be interesting. Johnny Morris had a conversation with Judge Morales. Anybody want to know what he said? Yes, I do. I don't know who Judge Morales is. Okay, Lightning needs to bounce. Lightning, another hypocritical activist shutting down free speech in this chat. Fuck your free speech. This isn't a free speech. This is a public, or excuse me, this is like more of a private session. You're not welcome. So just get the fuck out and go spend your life doing something else. ACLU, okay. Sorry, I gotta skip way ahead to the comments. Oops. Yeah, I think there were a bunch of trolls on James' stream trying to get me to burn it at the cop shop. I think they were gonna make an example out of me. Oh, you think this guy's so great and talented with judges? How come this happened to him? You know? I mean, I don't know if judges were in on the decision. And I don't know if they're familiar enough with me to know the kind of hell I'll bring to their courtroom. But I really feel that was a factor. Because if they wanted to charge, if anything in the state of Texas wants to charge me with anything, I will give that judge a hell I've never given any other judge in my life before. I mean, now that I'm in touch with all this big crowd on the mainland, I mean, I hold that loose on any judge that dares to rule over me because of some criminal charge filed by anyone in Texas. Anywhere. And all I do is clarify their own claims and that of the prosecution, so it's not like I'm up here arguing or getting angry. I'm laughing at them. Anyway, I know all of today, you know, I don't know, I'm just talking about my own stuff. There's obviously several other people involved. When you higher ups get wind of this, and I'm talking to the mayor and the judges, the legislative and judicial branches, quote unquote, I hope you're wise enough to realize that unless you back off immediately, you're just making everything worse. Like, the cops are going to do what the cops are going to do. But after the dust settles and everybody figures out what happened, I mean, that lieutenant, I want his job. I want a public apology. I want the policy changed. And anything short of that is just not enough. That lieutenant has zero control over his emotions. He was looking to inflict violence. He committed the crime of assault. If any of us did to those cops what they did to us, we would have immediately been tackled and charged with a big crime, assault on a peace officer, and jailed. For how long? Who knows? And charged how much money? They can do it to us, but we can't do it to them. That dude committed assault multiple times. And let me tell you, Lieutenant, you coward, you are extremely fortunate that our encounter in this life involves you with a badge and a gun and a bunch of buddies around you. Because obviously you wouldn't pull that shit one-on-one on the street. I would smash you, dude. I would smash you, bro. Look at you, frail little skinny ass. You got Kermit the Frog arms, dude. I would elbow and knee you into another dimension. Like, for you to step to me like that is a joke. Do you hear me? It's a joke. That's why I was laughing when I turned around. Because I'm so not used to anybody stepping to me like that, but especially somebody as small as you. Dude, that was comical. So you commit assault against me? Yeah, I'm gonna put your name on Spotlight. I'm gonna find your name. I'm gonna find your home address, Lieutenant. Just one lieutenant to another. All the rest of you cops, especially the junior ones, I gotta say, other than the ones that really couldn't control their ego and trying to fight with Mexican Padilla, I gotta say, most of them were just following orders and not being crazy brutal about it. Nobody got tased, nobody got tackled. You know, I mean, it was reasonable. But when he issues the order, without that lieutenant, James and Texas Wolfman wouldn't be in jail right now. The chief, I doubt, ordered it. It wasn't even there. Maybe he did. But it was the lieutenant that stepped around the counter and made it happen because he got his fifis hurt. His machismo ego couldn't handle human beings insulting the way he makes a living and calling him just a violent thug, basically. We don't believe the illusion anymore. We know that cops are domestic terrorists. There's nothing protecting and serving about it. It's just for profit. You know, like, I don't even think I'm going to change a damn thing. I'm just having fun showing people what it looks like in its current form. Later, Furry, take care. So whatever, Lieutenant Man, I suggest you just stay clear of me. I mean, I don't know why you would want to make that big of an enemy in this world. I would never want to make a huge enemy in this world. I would rather a grizzly bear want to kill me than a human being. A human being can plan shit and fester and ruminate. A human being can get you in ways no animal can. Why you would step and bring that level of bullshit to the job, I don't know. There's nothing professional about it. I'm going to investigate the entire history of his career. And if I find a tiny hole, I'm going to stick everything in it and make it as big as possible. If he's ever made any mistakes in the past, I'm going to expose them. I mean, just watch Batu Sai's series called Deception and Betrayal, and you'll have an idea of what I'm talking about. There was no need for what he brought to the table. I mean, we were close to leaving. We were close to wrapping things up. That was kind of the crescendo. That was the grand finale. And if they just would have left that alone, we would have left. But now, all of this is going to come down on the judges and the politicians because of that lieutenant. I'm telling you, it was his fault. Oh, I remember what I was going to say earlier that I forgot. Someone please help clarify if you've got more information. There was an order given. Someone was listening to the scanner, it seemed like they could listen to it. And by the way, we have ex-cops on our side from this area. So we're so much better informed than they probably think we are. And now we've got like legitimate lawyers as well. So there was apparently instructions given to stand down, to not get violent with us. And that lieutenant flipped the script on that, if that's true. And I am 100% going to file a complaint against him. 100%. I'm going to make their internal affairs, or whatever they call it, actually tell me that they investigated the incident and find no wrongdoing. I'm going to actually force them to come out and publicly state that. Because obviously they're going to protect him. We were doing nothing illegal by their own definitions. Batu Sai did it in his own channel a couple days ago, filming like crazy in there, and then he left. That's all we were doing, was filming in there. And I'm just telling you, like, look at the power shift that happens. 2 people went, 2 people get arrested, and now we show up with 10. And then they do this. What are they expecting it to be next time? 4? You pull this, Lieutenant, and you think now, oh, they're going to stop coming here? Or their numbers are going to go down because I sure taught them a lesson? Ha ha ha. That's your logic, Lieutenant? That's your level of professionalism and courtesy? Look at the core values claimed by the police department. Do your actions reflect well on any of those? Of course not. And I'm going to tell when I aim my channel and those who will help me expose your actions to all the legislative branch and the judicial branch. I'm going to tell them that it was your fault and that things got out of hand because of you and that we were about to leave. You know? So now you've got to deal with not just charges against Mexican Padilla and Tucson police suck, but now James Freeman. Like, well done, Lieutenant. And Texas Wolfman, well done. But you guys are, I gotta give credit for being smart enough not to arrest me. Not to arrest me. I mean, I am one fat donation away from not talking to you anymore, police. And if I stop talking to you, you are in danger. You are in danger. Not physical danger. That's not a physical threat. You're in danger. Let's just leave it at that. Like, you want me to keep talking to you. This is not tough guy talk. I have all of this already planned out. I'm just one fat donation away. Or some time because I'm earning all this on my own as well. It's kind of an inevitable thing that's going to happen. So you can either open up a dialogue with us and take us seriously and allow these cameras in, or it's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I mean, it's sad that I even have to tell them this. You'd think this would be obvious, self-evident, but no. My fifis and my machismo ego butthurt get in the picture, and then logic goes right out the window. Civility, dignity, the actual law that you claim. I had to talk about the law being the statutes and codes with the chief, and he just, without giving any citation whatsoever, just redefined law to mean the exact same thing as code. The code is a law. Where do they claim that? You're a law enforcement officer. You're not a law writing officer. So where are the law writers claiming that what you just said, backing you up? Because you're wrong. Oh, God, that was fun. I mean, I was like, damn. I turned the corner. Damn, look at all these stars. Yay, I get to talk to stars. I've never gotten to talk to a chief before. Boy, I was happy as a little boy on Christmas. How much is a fat donation? Christ. I don't want to say. Use your imagination. I mean, really, if that actually happened to me, oh Christ, what would be the feeling? It would be a bittersweet thing. But it's kind of like going off into a dark forest that no human has ever been in before. You know? You want me to email you, Mark? Okay. Spy Team Satan, Clash with Bao is live right outside Leon Valley. Okay. Texas v. Johnson, says Uganda. The entire staff listing of the government of Leon County page is blank. I want to know what's up with YouTube and the error codes being thrown when people try to get on our channels. That was interesting. Bao is at there. He's just gonna knock on my door when he gets here. Rika, thanks for doing what you're doing. I'll say it again. Same ethics, email me. I'm going to start saving some funds. I don't want your money. I mean, this has to be like it has to be from someone who doesn't even feel it, like a millionaire who just doesn't even feel it. You know, they're just like, hey, I make investments all the time. I want to invest in this. They don't even have to give it to me. I'm really not even asking for it. Do not transfer it to me. Just spend it how I want you to spend it, and I'll take care of the rest. My God, I would do shit that would for sure go viral. 100%. I mean, I've never said that about anything before, but this has never been done in all the history of humanity before. This would go viral like crazy, and it wouldn't cost relatively that much. Ethics is a big fraud, says Auditor Destroyer. Ah, and got yanked by Rika right afterwards. Man, you're like a pit bull tonight. That's great. No, I don't need anybody to donate to me. I'm making my money, it's fine. Now, okay, so Andrew Vassin, or whatever, says, sniper rifle will fix this. I disagree. What I have in mind has nothing to do with guns and bullets. That's far more effective than that. Guns and bullets are going to be yesterday's news, like the sword and shield. Bao is live outside a police station. Is that true? I wouldn't recommend that. I don't have a way to go help him. And he's going in, I believe, thinking that he's a fresh face they're not going to recognize, but they very well might on sight, right? I mean, they've probably got our faces up going, these are the troublemakers. If you see any of these people, memorize these faces. If you see any, raise the alarm. You know, because these guys knew we were coming, obviously. What if they don't know we're coming? I mean, it wouldn't take them long to get back fully prepared, maybe a half hour to get more cops there or whatever, but... Ethics, did you see Texas Sheepdog just updated? No, I did not. Please fill me in. Don't let them get you to Ethics. Excuse me. Their arguments are so weak, they are. Bao is a nut. He is flying solo. Yeah, normally I would think that too, but Bao has mad skills on the solo. Like, he just does. He's great with Socratics. He knows how to big picture get confessions and admissions in a way that I just so rare. Like, he's just a one of a kind. But I really am so confident in his abilities that I think he's fine by himself. He's smart like that, like he knows what just happened. If anything, he thinks there's a lot more danger out there than I do. So, and I think there's a lot, so. Robert Allen asked, "What are you going to make go viral?" I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to tell my opponents my plans. If you're going to sneak up on the devil, it's very, very important that you don't tell him you're going to do it. Las Vegas vocalist, I have a web page address of Bennis Towing Federal Motor Carrier Permit. Shows they are not authorized to operate. How can I get this to you, Joe? My email address is ethicsinstead@protonmail.com. protonmail.com. I'm way behind. Ethics, turn on the lights. What are you hiding? Why? What's the point? It's just my voice. You don't need to see me. Never talk about Fight Club. Haha. North Idaho Exposed. That's a good one. Again, I'm sorry I'm missing a lot of your comments. This is a record. I think I had 300 and something at a time and 137 likes. That's nuts. I don't need to do this forever. I've already been on an hour and a half. I think I'm going to wrap it up in 5 minutes. I'm going to sit in a tub for a little bit. And then I'm going to get on other people's streams and with Bao, and obviously we're going to be talking about all this. Bao was just asking questions like a good Socratic. Thank you for updating me on what Bao's doing over there. Frank B2 is the same cop band earlier. I agree with you, Mark Miller. Frank B2 is shady. By the way, man, if you are if you want to be a lady friend of the ethics instead, and you are in Texas, the only reason why I say this is because the girls that I spend time with, I never tell them about any of this. None of them ever have a clue. So it would be interesting to have them like already know. Thanks for the support I'm seeing in the comments. Yeah, thanks. All right. Email sent, Joe. All right. Yeah, anybody who wants to email me, it's ethicsinstead@protonmail.com. I will reply to you. Why are these people with a Confederate flag the ones that are... I mean, a lot of them have this Confederate flag, like... That's weird. Their charges are obstruction and blocking the passway. And so they tackle us and arrest with no warning. We were doing everything possible to not obstruct and block the passway. Nobody was like, I can't get through because of these people. If we ever saw anybody trying to get through, we moved. Like, if those are the real charges, that's a joke. I'm happy they're the real charges. It's going to be so easy to defeat. I need more mods, Boomer. Yeah. You know, I could have brought my laptop, and I was like, nah, what would I need it for? And now I need it. God damn it. All these Confederates are the same person with different accounts? Yeah, probably. Cops lurking. They can't find any other charges, says James Bond. Yeah, amazing, right? I can't believe they didn't hit him with like a disorderly conduct or failure to obey a lawful command, you know, something like that. Pretty sure they will be dropping those bogus charges. Oh gosh, I'm gonna call the prosecutor's office myself. Oh, I talked to the sheriff, a female sheriff, for like 10 minutes, and they were getting call flooded, and had a conversation with her about Almost Park 2 and how I'm trying to de-escalate and how it'd be smart if these people would just cut their losses. Just trying to let everybody go and not have cars get towed. Yeah, I gotta get hooked up with the Texas Sheepdog. That dude knows some stuff that I want to know. Yeah, Jesse J, I don't know you very well, but if other mods put their credibility on you, I'll make you a mod. Alright, so we're coming up on the hour and a half. Thanks for the support. Thanks, Rika, for getting rid of the nonsense. You're the best mod on YouTube, Rika. And I just want everybody to know that I'm not stressed at all. I had a lot of fun. You know, I feel bad, obviously, that James and Texas Sheepdog have to be uncomfortable, but they're both grown men who are so strong that this isn't really that huge of a deal. You know, I would hope that nobody in the police force is stupid enough to try to hurt them while they're in there. Like, you're not getting enough attention as it is. I think they'll be cared for. I saw the ambulance there for medical attention. They had James pinned into the corner of a brick wall, pushing on him into that corner. Mexican Padilla's arm was kind of twisted, like kind of dislocate your shoulder type of way. He said he was going to go to the hospital. But they grabbed me by the forearms. And I didn't know what was coming. I was like, people started putting hands on them, and I was like, oh snap, here it goes. What are they gonna do? But they never actually did more than that. They just said, get out, get out. Get out. If you don't get out, we'll arrest you. Get out. And so I was like, fuck. I can watch on the other side of this window, keep these people safe. Yeah. I don't know about Can Texas Wolfman get out Bill Norwood. Quick question, bro. What if we go to the governor and if you're the governor of Texas, you're corrupt to the core. So it's not a matter of will he care. It's a matter, or she, I don't know who the governor is. It's a matter of can we apply enough public and political pressure to get them to be motivated to act in the way we want. Otherwise it would be costly to them politically. That's the question. The governor don't give a shit about us, guaranteed. Texas is, I mean, I lived in Florida for 4 years. I lived in Hawaii for 4 years. Florida was the worst place when it comes to the cops, but man, Texas is just, it's tying Florida. Florida is insane. Like, their cops are nuts. And Texas is right up there with them. The amount of acceptable corruption is just, it's intense. And it's doubled over with the fact that it's all based on Christianity too. You know, they just add that religion in there like no problem. A lot of the schools are Christian, and they just get that indoctrination from day one. Mrs. Freeman with update. I'm going to get off this channel and log on to hers. Yeah, I gotta get done with this. The attention feels good. Thanks for the support. Don't worry about me in the slightest. I had a great day other than the fact that they're in jail right now. But once they're out, and hopefully we'll get them taken care of so they don't feel this financial sting. Obviously we're going to be filing mad lawsuits and get this all back. But man, I feel great. I feel great. This is just like another day to me. I could do this every day. You know, so I'll talk in the future about modifying our tactics to stay even safer against psychopaths with ego complexes, God complexes. But other than that, I think we did pretty damn well. Like, we did some shit that's probably never been done before. And we're forcing an issue to be on the topic, table of discussion, rather. And that feels good. But then right before I fall asleep tonight, I'll think, did I actually just do that? What in the hell am I doing? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I keep saying I'm gonna get off, but now I'm gonna get done here. Whoa! Boomer says, holy shit, the judge just dismissed Freeman's charges, guys? Okay, I'm getting off right now. I'm gonna check this Mrs. Freeman thing. I recommend everybody go over there. Thanks for the support, man. I'll see you guys later on streams tonight, probably. Judge just dismissed James' charges. Effing A. I'm coughing on my shock. Oh God, I hope that's true. Read my text, yes. Oh, if his charges get dismissed. Bill, thanks for the compliment. Jay Morgan, it was bullshit for anyone ever to be arrested anyway. Everyone involved in the arrest should file a class action lawsuit. Yeah, we're talking about that. Wow. Wow. What's crazy is that the chief has been fired. God, I can only hope that's true. Mrs. Freeman just texted at night. Bao was walking with Mrs. Freeman just a second ago? No, that's not true. Okay, I'm switching over to the link. Thank you, Rika, for the link. Thank you, everybody. Go to the link. Sorry, I got to cut it short, but that's what's up.